Because fuck it. All right, we're live. Hey, welcome back to another episode of the Dyke Boback podcast. We're here, and well, yeah, cups are full.
If you will allow me,
Cups.
I will give the benediction for our 5th podcast.
The benediction.
Yes, please. Dear Lord, we pray that we get more than 12 subscribers.
Ugh.
We are thankful for all those who listen.
Thank you, India, Jordan, Crystal.
All of our family members and friends. Father in heaven, we know that you have ordained us to give all that. Amen. Thank you.
Hey,
And I brought
don't just throw that. Wrap your knee back.
Yeah, that's my ace bandage. I also brought you a gift to celebrate our 5th podcast.
Oh, you did.
I don't know if you know what you give traditionally for 5th podcast, but
What did I get? Furniture polish.
furniture polish, the traditional gift for the 5th podcast.
Did you steal this from work?
No, we don't actually. Yeah, didn't steal it from work. Anyway, Bernie, good to see you again, Bob.
Charles.
That's not from work. That's too expensive.
That's the good stuff. That's $1.
Great to see you, Bernie.
It's
How
good
are
to see
things
you, my
going in
friend.
the Bernie Dyke world?
Well, they're going. This morning was crazy at the house. We were attacked. We were under attack at the house this morning.
Wow.
Yeah.
Explain. I don't remember what.
Well,
what
you know, I think somebody pissed some bees off in the neighbor's yard, and there was a buzzsaw effect going on back there that, well, let's just say if you didn't have an EpiPen, it wasn't safe to go outside.
So you got a problem with bees in the neighborhood.
Yeah. I don't have a problem with bees. Somebody else has a problem with bees. I stayed right inside.
You know,
So-
they are pretty much part of the ecosystem. If you eliminate the bees, we all die.
Yeah, I think that's probably that's the only reason they're still alive is because we understand that. And you know, I thought about that earlier. This is a little segment that I wanted to bring once a week that you'll probably hate, but I'll kick it off this week, and I want you to do a little research coming up next week, and we're gonna do a conspiracy of the week, and it doesn't have to be aliens, and it could be sports.
Do
It
I
could
have
be
to get a tinfoil hat for
No,
this?
like I said, it doesn't have to be something like this. It can be by conspiracy. I mean, it's something that you think something doesn't add up and that you might have a theory to it.
I'll work on that. But I know you're the king of conspiracy, so give me your. Do you have a conspiracy of the week you'd like to start with?
Well, I mean, it's not really. This one's not too crazy. It's pretty basic, really, because I was reading something the other day that said there was an overpopulation of deer in an area somewhere in the Northeast, which, you know, most hunters find that pretty great. But they can't contain these deer, which to me, I'm like, what are deer doing that are so dangerous that you can't contain them? So they dropped some Canadian wolves into the area.
What do you mean they drop them in? Like by helicopter?
Yeah, I think so. I think it was by helicopter. They probably tranked them and then they dropped them down into the area.
Is this in New Hampshire, Bub?
It was not New Hampshire. I would have to check and see what state it was. But they dropped these wolves in there to manage the population of deer before they overrun the area, and maybe they overrun. I don't know what it is. Probably they have a reason for it.
Sounds like a bad idea.
Now, they really did this. This is recent. I could probably dig it up. But my point to this is we're so concerned about some deer that we drop in some crazy wolves to keep them in check. But there's nothing to drop in on us other than like maybe a volcano or an asteroid or something. We are literally the super predator of this planet. We have created technology that doesn't matter what it is.
We
You
have
see where I'm going.
guns.
We have atomic weapons.
Well,
We have
imagine if
everything.
the animals had guns.
Right, but they don't because we're smarter than them. So if there's nothing else on this planet that's smarter and more technologically, I butchered that, advanced than us, that leaves what we've created, which is computers, right? We create AI, we create all this, and they're going to take one look at 7.5 billion people on this planet, which really don't need to be 7.5. Like, it's the same thing. We dropped the wolf in on ourselves by creating this. And they're the only thing smart enough to take us over, Bob. You can't even read that phone with glasses on without that thing. It takes you 5 minutes to read a paragraph on a text message because you have to scroll to your finger cramps.
So our first segment of the conspiracy theory is that the deer conspiracy, where there's
the computers are coming to
overpopulation
get
of
you.
deer, and the government has brought in the Canadian wolves to hunt them
wolves.
down. And wow.
So here's
That's a good start.
No, that's actually not the conspiracy. My conspiracy is that
There's more.
we know that 7.5 billion people is too many. But you can't kill them because now you're a Hitler, you're a Genghis Khan, you're one of those people, because that's a lot. You have to kill to keep this planet low in numbers to be able to sustain humans on the planet, right? You have to lower the amount, but you can't do that because now you're creating mass genocide. But what if the computers did it? What if AI did it? Now you can't be mad at the human. I mean, you can be mad at us. We made it. But you can't blame a specific human for doing it.
How can you kill me with your computer?
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Have you
I don't own a computer.
Did you just see that when I said, "Are you serious?" That thing
That's
just popped up and
because
started
that's
hearing.
Siri.
It knows everything that you're doing. It's listening to. We have so many phones in this room. It's listening to everything you do. It knows when you sleep. It knows when you go to the bathroom. It knows what time you go to work. It knows all your favorite little whatever. That's all the information it needs to track you down. Not to say they can't build these little robot things to kill you. They can do whatever they want. They got 3D printing
Who's they?
now. The AI.
Who's the AI?
The artificial intelligence, Bub.
Oh.
They're listening.
Well, at least somebody's listening to this.
Yeah.
So we're that's great. All right.
Yeah, we got a 13th follower.
How many? Are there a lot of them up there?
What, AI?
Yeah.
You don't think the government doesn't have artificial intelligence that kind of dictates when things might happen, like terrorist attacks?
I thought you meant like aliens. Artificial intelligence.
I wouldn't worry about aliens. If
Oh.
aliens wanted to come take us out, why would they let us come get smarter and smarter and smarter if they were coming here?
Can I ask you to remove that thing from over there, please? It's staring at me. And I'm not comfortable with it.
Why?
I don't know. I should have done that before we started the podcast.
It's just free, man. Leave it alone.
It's kind of, well, I put it behind me, and that way you stare at it all day. I mean, it's, thank you. Yeah, that's a conspiracy in its own. Sorry about that. I'm sorry. You know, I have ADD. 2 people with ADD on the same podcast.
We explained this. I have ADHD.
What does that mean?
I have the hyperactive disorder. You drink too much, Bob.
I used to have it. No, I'm 20 years older than you. You slow down later. Plus, back then, we just called ourselves high energy.
When you worked at the strip club and it was like a slow night, did you ever try doing something crazy like a stripper spelling bee?
No. No.
I feel like that would be a hit with the guys, right? Like, you know, the regulars that are always there that they're not tipping anyway. Give them a little show for the night.
It could be.
A lot
I
of those
don't
girls
know.
are in college, right? They probably could spell good.
Like a lot? Define a lot. I have 40 a night, 60 a night, and maybe 10. We're in college.
So, like, you mix the 10 up in the group. That's...
Right, because you're going to come to the strip club, and instead of getting a dance or whatever, you're already drunk when you come. Nobody arrives at the strip club sober. Hey, let's go in there and just enjoy some entertainment.
Those are the guys, the ones that are there sober.
They don't want a spelling bee. They could care less. But how do you think that would go, by the way?
Well, you would have to come up with vulgar words, and you'd have to use, like, make sure they were kind of tough to spell, because I find that funny. And if they lose, you come out clothed. They got to take an article of clothing off.
Your word is G-string.
I guess, see, sometimes you're not making it exciting at strip club. It's so right to the point. They're already naked. They got a coffee place now called, no, listen to this. It's called Bikini Beans. And they are literally strippers. Well, I don't want to say strippers because they might not be strippers. But they're in thongs and, like, one of them had her boobs hanging out the bottom of her bathing suit, which I was kind of confused about. And, like, normally, I think the boobs come out the top, but they were hanging out the bottom.
Roll them up. Show's over.
Well, I don't know. I mean, they were holding firm, but they were strippers that serve coffee.
I don't drink coffee.
They serve tea. They serve water. They serve Red Bulls.
I want them to
energy
serve
drink.
grinding on my genitals while I have a beer. And I don't care if they can spell or make a latte,
Well,
flippy doo.
what I think they were finding is not enough people were coming to the club during the day for them to get their day hustle on when their kids at work
The
or at
day
school.
strippers. Oh, that's a whole different story.
Yeah, they were seeing that the coffee business can actually pay pretty much.
Okay. Well, the
much
day
as
strip club is a completely different environment than the nighttime strip club.
Tell us about it, man. I'd never spent any daytime in the strip club ever.
Oh, I've done a bunch of shifts during the daytime before I worked up to the nighttime. Oh, I did Monday through Fridays during the day, and strange story here. Fun fact: had all the kids growing up in my own house and whatnot, and of course my kids were never not out of trouble in school, so I already knew who the vice principal was and whatnot of my said elementary school. Hey, look at let's just call him Mr. Phillips. Mr. Phillips, good to see you. Shouldn't you be in class? It's Tuesday afternoon at 1:30. He's like, "Hi, Bob. How are you? Hey, good to see you. Got me some got some leverage on that one. Got some leverage on that one. Next time my kid's smelling like a little bit of the weed, just go ahead and let it go, Bob."
He just would confiscate it and give it back to you.
You'd be surprised how many people you see in the strip club that don't want you to announce that they're in a strip club. Unlike nowadays, it's like, yeah, we're all in the club, everything's cool. Back then, it was a little more shy. Like, all the spring training athletes would come in. All of them, like, period. I mean, it's baseball season. They all come in. A lot of Suns players. Tom Chambers. Remember you back in the day?
Name drop.
Yeah, Tom Chambers, man. He used to come into Band-Aids back in the it would be 1991. Tom Chambers would walk in, and we had such a small venue there. He'd have to duck to get into the show area, which only seated like 40 people. It was like the size of the studio, pretty much with a stage. It's awesome. A lot of good. There's a name drop, yeah, but he doesn't care. Tom Chambers,
don't care.
He doesn't care. He was a stud. But yeah, a lot of celebs would come in, and they didn't want to be announced. I remember one time, since we're going there, the cast of the Channel 3 news department came in on a nighttime. Can I mention names?
Oh, absolutely. Let it rip.
Tara Hitchcock, Brad, whatever the weatherman at the time, and Terry. Main one was Terry Olette, who's still on TV. This is gonna get you in trouble. Terry Olette, who is still on TV nowadays, doing these like improvement shows and whatnot. They were all up there having a good time at Centerfolds, and at the time, Channel 3 was the place with more stuff. That was their slogan. So I got on the mic because they were sticking out like a sore thumb. They were having a great time. I'm like, "Hey, welcome to Centerfolds, the place with more stuff." And then I talked about the craft queen, Terry Olette, a couple times, and she walks up to my booth and goes, "What's up? Who are you?" I said, "Hi, I'm Bob. I'm a DJ. I'm a big fan of yours. I love all your crafts you do and everything. Yeah, get up there in the VIP lounge. Have a good time." And she did. Of course, there weren't any male dancers, so all the ladies are getting, obviously, strip club dancers. It's great time.
Sometimes everybody just wants to catch some pink eye, Bob.
Yeah.
That's not uncommon. You see a lot of people. I saw teachers that I knew, female teachers. I'm not going to name drop because...
You're talking quiet all of a sudden.
I can't really remember. I don't even remember their names, to be honest with you. But I caught a couple teachers in the strip club. Just people that would, when they look at you and they say, "What are you doing here?"
Well, has anybody in our viewing audience, which is vast and large, have any of you not been to a strip club ever?
I would say most of the people on my viewing audience have been to a strip club.
Hey, that board is my side.
I like your Jeezys.
My Jeezys?
Are they Jeezys?
They're Yeezys.
Oh.
With a Y.
My bad.
But, yeah, no, I just thought that you would have some outrageous nights.
We don't want to bore the audience with strip club stories. We can do a segment on that. I got a would you rather couple of questions for you, Bernie. I like to put you on the spot, not running over these with you ahead of time.
Okay.
It's real simple. Okay. So let's say that right now you could call anyone up, anyone, any person at all, not somebody you know, anybody in the world, and do a 1-hour interview with them for the show, who would it be? Anybody. I don't care if it's Putin. Anybody.
I wouldn't even care to
one person.
Probably Rogan.
Who?
Joe Rogan. For this?
Never heard of her.
That's why we'll never, ever go anywhere. How do you not know who Joe Rogan is?
Does he shop at my store? Who is Joe Rogan?
Why would I interview somebody who shops at your store?
Oh, why don't you interview somebody like...
I let that ship sail a long time ago.
Why wouldn't... all right, I would think I'm going to get Little Kim.
Why?
Not the rapper, the guy from North Korea that runs the country, Kim. Why not? An interview on our show? Ratings through the roof.
I feel like you would get better ratings if you had Joe Rogan on your podcast. Nobody wants to hear what Kim... You can't understand Korean, so what the fuck do you want to talk
We'll have
to
a
him?
translator.
I'm good.
That worked out poorly.
I'm good with a dictator.
Okay. One more question. One more would you rather. Are you ready?
Sure.
This one's going to be fun. Excuse me. Would you rather have a clown only you can see that follows you everywhere and just stands silently over in the corner watching you without doing or saying anything? Or have a real-life stalker dressed up as the Easter Bunny who everybody can see? So you're at Fry's, you're at Safeway, he's just there. He's just there all the time. The Easter Bunny in an outfit. Or the clown silently in the corner.
Taking the clown. Can I strap like a GoPro to the clown so he's like recording us all the time and we can see everybody's reaction?
It's your
my
would
clown?
you rather. It's your clown.
Oh, I'm taking the clown. That's easy. You scared of clowns? You
No.
seem like one of those guys that doesn't like clowns.
No, I'm not scared of clowns. Not at all.
What are you scared of? What is that one thing that, like, I don't like fish.
You know what
So
it is.
we already know that. That's
You know what mine? You don't know what mine is because it's been mocked at work a bunch of times.
As soon as you say it, I'm gonna remember.
It's been mocked at with the camping trips. Think about an elephant. What's an elephant scared of?
You don't like mice. Huh?
No.
Really? You don't like mice?
Get the hell out of here, hamsters, mice, gerbils. I am up on this table if one runs in here right
You
now.
had one bad experience back in the mid 80s, right?
I didn't have a hamster.
With the gerbil?
experience. No. Can we move along to one last question? I got
Sure.
one more for you.
And then I have one for you.
Okay. Would you rather be compelled to high five everyone you see and meet, or compelled to give wedgies to everybody you see wearing a green shirt?
See,
Wow.
that one seems like, when you think about it, though, like, you instantly are like, oh, that's a... I
Answer
guess
the
the
question,
high five, because first time you go back home to Vermont and Vermont police go walking by with their green shirts on and I decide to try to give somebody a wedgie, I'm probably going to, or what are the game wardens? It's not going to be a good day for me.
High five, Bob.
High five for that. All right.
I'm done with that segment.
So my would you rather, well, it's not really a would you rather, is you get to pick one. And I don't know if we've already done this before. I know I asked John this question, but I really like this one. So I'm going to ask you too. You get one. What Golden Girl?
I like, yeah.
Yeah. This is an easy one for me. I already know my answer.
Of course, the obvious choice, but I'm gonna go a little off track here.
Should I write mine down so you don't think that I'm lying?
Well, I don't know the characters' names, but I'm going with B. Arthur.
Oh God.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Oh God, that woman is tall, sexy, strong, and absolutely B. Arthur.
I would have gone with Estelle, the mother.
The old lady.
You know she's the youngest.
They're all dead except for Betty.
Yeah, maybe Betty's really the pick.
Obviously, the obvious choice is Betty White, but why not B. Arthur? What would you find wrong about B. Arthur? Her raspy voice, her broad shoulders, the fact that she might have been a guy?
Yeah, I think that's probably all of the above.
You do know she wasn't a guy.
Yeah, I know.
She was Maud.
Her name was Arthur.
B.
Arthur.
B, like Aunt B.
What did B stand for? Beatrice?
Yeah. And
Did it?
wouldn't you?
Are you sure?
Since we're talking about Aunt B, remember her?
I have an Aunt B.
You don't remember Aunt B from the Andy Griffith Show?
Oh, jeez.
Would you?
The big no.
What do you mean?
It's Aunt B.
Not your aunt. All right.
So you're going with B. Arthur. What was her name in the show?
I don't know. I never watched the Golden Girls.
Yes, you did.
Please.
You still do.
Please. I do like the one episode where Burt Reynolds shows up. Oh, I don't watch it though.
But I don't watch it.
That was a good episode.
Uh,
Those girls were a hoot.
that was a good show.
Shout out to my fans in Sun City. Mom.
She lives in Sun City, my
Absolutely.
My grandmother lives in Sun City.
Really? Well, let me know who she is. My mom's the head of the HOA out there.
Nope.
Still haven't taken down the Christmas lights, huh?
Living off the radar.
Oh, okay. Well, bless her heart.
Actually, they left Sun City a few years ago.
So, Bernie Dyke, our 5th episode, starting to really climb the charts.
Yeah.
And a lot of people want us to talk about more relevant topics to their lives.
So what do you got for me?
I don't have anything.
I have nothing.
Me either.
I know nobody.
Got jack
I don't
squat.
want to talk to people.
Slow week.
Has been a slow week. There was that one little incident on the highway on Friday that was kind of crazy. I don't really. So the guy stabbed his girl while she was driving.
Yes.
She crashed the vehicle.
Yes.
Another vehicle saw it happening and then shot at the guy.
Yes.
Did he kill him?
No.
Missed him?
Wounded him.
Left him alive.
Yes.
Is that guy that shot him getting arrested?
No. That's
Really?
That's the Old West. That's the Old West. Hey,
Pew, pew.
unhand that girl. I'll shoot you. We still got it going on out here, but that goes on everywhere. I mean, people are shooting and stabbing everybody every day, everywhere. It's easy.
Well, that one was just close to my house.
It was. It really inconvenienced you, probably. The
Didn't
freeway was
inconvenience
shut
him.
down slightly. You had to detour around. God, that must have been hell for
I
you.
did have to detour around.
It must have
I
been
remember.
hell for you.
No.
Wow.
I feel bad for the girl's family, though. That sucks.
Well,
And
of
her.
course.
That
Yeah.
was crazy.
Yeah. And that was domestic violence, obviously, because they were dating and he stabbed her while she was driving. Bad choice.
There's been a lot of...
You
there
want
was
to
a-
stab somebody while they're driving
Well,
you?
there was another one that stabbed an Uber driver, too.
Yeah, it's another bad choice.
I saw a guy try to rob somebody online the other day, and he just gave up on the robbery halfway through and just chucked the gun on the ground and walked out of the store. I feel like you probably shouldn't rob people.
I feel like we just robbed several people of about 20 minutes of their lives.
Well, we don't have to show any of this to any of them.
Oh, we can show it. They don't have to watch it. But we encourage you to watch it, please. Thank you.
You better watch it.
And don't forget to fill up my inbox at bobthedj@newjersey.usa.com. Please, I've not gotten one email.
It's because it's a dead email. Who do you
Bullshit.
Who do you got winning the whole thing, Bob? I didn't even do a bracket this year, so. I've been very
Well, the
busy.
nation has Duke, and I've got Kentucky, and nobody that's in my brackets has picked Kentucky. So I've got Duke versus Kentucky in the finals, period.
What time's that Duke game on today? At 2?
Probably. Kentucky is off till next Saturday, although you tried to tell me that they lost today, but you were looking at the female bracket, and you almost gave me a heart attack.
Doesn't take much with the amount of fucking Red Bull that Bob drinks.
Hell, bullshit. This shit keeps me alive. In fact, for you kids at home, lay off the monster and get back to Red Bull. This show is sponsored by nobody.
Yeah, we have no sponsors.
None. You're very artsy these days. I know you went to a play recently.
Mm-hmm.
Which one was that?
I went to the Aladdin play.
Aladdin?
Yeah,
Very good.
it's Aladdin.
Nice. It was
Yeah.
good. Was it good?
Yeah, it was their opening night. We went down to that. It was
Wow.
really good. And
Wow.
then we went to Circus Soleil. But to switch it up, the week after Aladdin, we went to the Renaissance Festival, which is down in the mud. You're down on the ground level. And then we went to NASCAR.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm spreading it.
You are.
I'm spreading it out.
I want to throw this out there. I may be able to book Christy Brinkley. She'll be here in town April, I think, 15th, and she's in a play doing the Chicago at the Orpheum Theater.
You going to it?
She's playing Roxy in the version of Chicago, and she's very open to doing interviews. I've heard her on several other casts that she's very open to it. So I think if I throw it out there, just say the Bernie Dyke podcast, I might get through to her. And she'll only phone it in, but I'm not even. This is legit. I think I can get Christy Brinkley. I'm trying to help the show by getting guests.
That's great. That's great.
What do you think about? Would you endorse?
Would I endorse Christy Brinkley
calling
in
on
the show? Yeah, absolutely.
She's a lot of fun. I heard her on a recent radio interview, and she'll be here in town, so she's kind of promoting herself. She's not an actress, so she wants to take every venue she can to help herself out a little bit. And I think I can reach out at bobthedj.newjersey.usa.com. I'll be hitting up Christy Brinkley's people. Thank you so much, Christy. I loved you. First poster ever was Christy Brinkley, and then the second one was Lonnie Anderson. But both over my bed, and I practiced kissing on my posters.
Mine was Tyra Banks.
Ooh.
Had some good ones.
Yeah. Your first poster was Tyra Banks, like in your room?
First chick, yeah. Whoa.
There's Christy. She's listening. Hold on.
Playboy Lotto.
Hold on. Let me just look at this.
What the? Who do you have in your phone that is Playboy Lotto?
That would be Evan, Playboy Loretto.
Loretta.
And he says,
how's the knee, bub? I love how I got all you guys saying bub.
Oh,
everybody says bub now.
If you could imagine a bunch of, Mexicans in my work who just speak all the time in Spanish, and they walk around, everything they say is, hey, bub, hey, bub. They say it totally wrong, but it's awesome. They're yelling it all day long. Hey, bub, hey, bub. And they don't just say it to me, they say it to each other.
Yeah, when we used to work together, I incorporated a lot of the New England slang.
You did.
And
Bub really stuck.
Bub stuck.
Bub. Hey, Bub.
I've been noticing that. It's making my cheeks hurt because
It's
I can just picture
all
a bunch
over
of Mexicans
the warehouse at
walking.
work. Oh my God, it's so ridiculous because they say it with a heavy Spanish accent. It doesn't even sound like it. It's so bad. It's awesome though. Anyway, Playboy Loretto. Hey, Bub, my knee is doing good. Thanks. How are your ankles after I broke them yesterday?
Oh
Basketball.
my God, that must have it must have looked like somebody like filmed it and then turned it like 0.5 down into slow motion, like guys trying to play basketball, watching you and Evan out there.
No.
Hurting each other.
No, I back people down because I got a lot of body going on. All right, I back them down, and then I do this Kareem Abdul-Jabbar skyhook, and nobody can stop it.
Where did you guys play yesterday?
At Buffalo Ridge. Frisbee Disc Golf Course Park right behind the big high school at North Canyon on 16th Street.
Oh, so you worked Saturday.
Yeah, yesterday, Saturday.
You had to work yesterday.
No, we don't work Saturdays till every Saturday starting next Saturday.
So you guys all drove over there and met there?
All? Me and him?
Oh, it was just you two?
Yeah.
Man.
And we hooked up with a couple of young white guys who were probably 17, wanted to take on the old men.
Tim and I played basketball there one time, and I was like, yeah, Tim, these two dudes over here, they're like military kids. Yeah, let's play some ball. They were in really good shape. Tim and I, we weren't quite in as good a shape at the time. Tim actually showed up in that game and did pretty well. We almost beat him. I, on the other hand, did not do as well as I should have.
My problem is wind. I can still shoot and I can still play, but I run out of breathing ability after running around too long.
And you think Larry Bird's out there hitting threes still. You ever been to like one of the big bonfires when they stick the tires in there?
No.
You've never been to an actual like fire?
It's a bad idea with tires.
Dude, they're
black smoke.
Crazy. They burn so hot. They go up fast too. When they get going, it is insane.
Yeah.
We used to like when a wood pile had been like kind of frozen over or whatever, and they're gonna do a bonfire with it. They'd like break some of it open and they'd stick some tires in there and then they'd pour gas on it. And
this is ridiculous. At home, we do not recommend this at the Bernie Dyke podcast. No.
This isn't like snow is completely covered around.
Throwing gasoline on a bonfire is a bad idea.
Before you start it.
Still a bad idea.
Don't be a pussy. God. Jersey guys are little bitches.
Really?
Come up to the sticks. Let me show you how to do things.
I've been living in Arizona since '86. I consider myself now a native. Spent more time in Arizona than I have in Jersey.
Honestly, I've probably been more scared in Arizona from crazy shit. Like one time I was leaving my apartment and I jumped the wall over right off of Cave Creek, when I used to live behind the store there.
Yes.
Jumped the wall to go get some food or whatever at the store. And when I put my hands on the wall to jump over it, somebody had covered the entire wall in wet cat food and then sprinkled dry cat food all over it. So I was covered in cat food and I was pretty fucking pissed off about it. So I jumped the wall and I see this little lady walking around with like a huge like Walmart bag, just a big one, so full of like empty cat bags and all this stuff that it won't even fit in the trash. And I'm watching her do this, and I opened my mouth because I was pretty upset because I realized she was the one feeding all the cats. And we had a feral cat problem. So I said, this is your fucking fault. And you're the reason all these fucking cats are here. And turns out she was like a not stable Russian lady. And she started walking in 360s and cursing me out and threatening me and telling me that I was a bad person. So, of course, I instigated it a little bit and called her out on a few things and called her out on actually living at the apartment. I just guessed. I said, you probably lived here. Those are probably your fucking cats. And her eyes got big and she started like coming at me. And I got kind of scared because I thought I was going to have to fight this fucking lady. And I was like seeing Rocky and I was like fucking Russians. I didn't really want to fight her. So there was a Mexican lady getting water at one of those machines out front of the Circle K. And I like stepped behind the Mexican lady real quick and she protected me because I didn't want to get my ass kicked. And I told her, like, if those are your cats and you're going to feed them like that, come clean all the cat shit up that's all over the place that my dogs keep trying to eat. Well, she didn't want to do that, so I took a picture of her license plate since I wasn't going to win that fight.
Well, we just lost all the cat lovers and Russians that are watching the show, but great story, Bernie. Thanks for sharing.
Hey, I actually adopted one of those cats. That's where Fox came from.
God bless you. You are a man of the people.
Yeah. I just clean up after myself and my animals, That lady was, but she fucking dude, I was so covered in cat food. I was so mad.
Well, some of the foreigners, we're all foreigners, but some of the people from like strange other countries, like I have the crazy Korean lady who lives upstairs from me, who just yells. The only word she knows is like my Spanish, everything vulgar in English. And she just yells at the wall and threatens everybody and comes out screaming. But recently, at Felony Palms, where I live, we've had a shift in the cultural environment moving in and out, because we move in a lot at my place. And a lot of people of color have moved in. And they don't really, you can't fuck with them. So the Korean lady used to get away with yelling at everybody, and everybody's like, shit, she started yelling at the people of color outside.
So the black people ain't taking her fucking shit.
Yeah, no. So she's been really quiet and stays inside. And, which is great. But, on the flip side of that, they don't stay inside. They like to, turn the whole place into like it's one big, Soul Train episode or something. Anyway, I used to sit by my window and look outside. And right now, the entire cast of Good Times is just walking by my door. And I decided to shut it down. That's not racist, by the way.
I'm pretty sure it was.
I'm pretty sure it's not. I'm just saying, a lot of flavor. A lot of flavor. I live in a cultural environment.
Good
Koreans.
Times. I think that's, yeah.
Yeah, Florida. James. JJ.
So let's see. Where do I have to cut?
Yeah, you're going to cut somewhere. But I'm
probably
saying.
way before.
Oh, what? What's the matter with that?
My story's
You don't like the show? Good Times.
Did I tell you about the free the free carpet cleaning that we got?
You got
I told you about
on?
We got bamboozled. Did we do that on here yet?
I think we covered it a little bit when it was happening, the date it was supposed to happen, but what happened? Did they come back and steal half your shit?
No, not yet. I literally called up the security company and asked if I should upgrade my shit because I was a little nervous because this dude was a little edgy that was in our place that I had to ask to leave.
That is an amazing gimmick. Free carpet cleaning so I can come in and case your place.
No shit. I wouldn't even let him out of the front room. But what was it like growing up? What was the sleaziest job you ever had? Like even as a kid, like when you like had to do anything to make some money or whatever, like Like I had probably for me was the windshields when I went door to door and I did like windshields off your insurance out here, and I had to go into every single business.
I didn't have a sleazy, shitty job, but I do remember one time, probably I was 18, 19 years old, and somebody approached me and my roommate at the time and asked if we would help him move his stuff because he was short some people. And he had a U-Haul. He picked us up, gave us both $40. We went over to his house and started, it's about 8 o'clock in the evening, started removing all the furniture and everything. And I was noticing the pictures on the wall were of a lovely African-American couple and family. And this guy was white. And so I'm thinking that we probably robbed somebody that day. I don't know. That would be the one thing that sticks in my mind of I got paid for, I think, assisting somebody clean somebody out because we removed it all. Except for the pictures.
That's the craziest fucking story I've ever heard in my life.
Well, we were hitchhiking at the time, so that's what happens when you're hitchhiking. You know, I was just young and crazy.
I got a cool story like that. So we actually moved. My first year, my brother went to college, or second year, he got his own place. He got his off-campus house. And so my buddy and I and my brother moved all his shit into like a little cube truck, and we brought it down and put it in the apartment. At the end of the day, we're sitting outside on the stoop, smoking a cigarette or whatever, and I see 4 chicks all in the same outfit come walking down. We're at Keene, New Hampshire. We're at the college town. And they come walking down the street, and I'm like,
they gang?
Tapping inside the door like, guys, you need to see this. You know, my brother and my friend are sitting on the couch, so they come out, and they're looking. And they instantly, from afar away, they're like, hey, guys, what are you guys doing? And they come up and like, you guys want to hang out with some girls tonight, have some drinks, you know, maybe smoke some smoke or whatever. And we're like, make a little money. And I was like, yeah, dude, this 4 smoking hot chicks.
Yes. Sounds wonderful.
And there's no way you're telling them no.
No.
Right? So you're like, and there's 3 of us, and we're like, yeah, and we're like movers. And yeah, what are we doing? You make a little money, drink some drinks. Turns out, they opened this brand new bar in town, and it was a pool bar. It was called McHugh's, and it had tons of pool tables in it. And that night was their grand opening, and their busboy and their dishwasher and, you know, the guys that were running around cleaning up all the bottles quit on that night and said, fuck you, we're not coming in.
Oh.
So they went out and said, we're going to go wrangle up some dudes. Yeah. And they wrangled up 3 dudes. So me and my buddy, we ran the floor and picked up all the bottles all night. My brother stayed in the back and washed dishes. He was fucking pissed. He didn't want to wash dishes. But I was like, shut the fuck up, dude. You're going to be staying down here. You better make friends with these 4 hot girls. Like, you're about to save the day. You don't come back here and wash the dishes after this. You're like that dude that I saved your ass that one night. And don't ever wash another dish again.
How'd that work out? Anybody end up with a relationship or anything out of this?
One of my buddies ended up hanging out with one of the girls a little bit, and we hung out that night. But by the time you're done at 2 o'clock in the morning and fucking everybody's exhausted.
Yeah.
But when we would come back down, even before one of us was 21, we could walk into that place like fucking heroes. Because there was a few of the girls that still worked there. But that was just one of those where you got, what's the word you used? Hornswoggled?
Hornswoggled.
Dude. But and you couldn't say shit. Like, guys don't have that power. Like,
say no?
No, I mean, chicks? Like, on some women.
This is too good
to
be true.
Like, if 4 dudes came walking down the street all wearing the same shit, and there was 3 girls on the stoop, and they were like, hey, girls, want to hang out with some dudes tonight? Drink a little drink, smoke some smoke, maybe make some money? You're getting the cops called on you. Like, these guys just asked for, like, prostitution, basically, right here. But that shit didn't, other way around. We were like, yeah, what do we got to do to make some money? They're like, wash our dishes. But it was cool. It was neat to be part of the experience, and you get to hang out with a bunch of people, but definitely didn't have sex with any of the chicks. And
I have a fun story about prostitutes.
Lay it on me.
Okay, it was 1985. I'm a 19-year-old, and I'm driving my Volkswagen van in the middle of Manhattan about 2 o'clock in the morning with my best man at my wedding later in my life, my best friend Chris Mabry. And we're coming back from a club, and we're heading back to Jersey, but I'm like, yeah, you know, let's just drive through this little section where all the hookers are at. And they're very aggressive over there in New York City. So I pull up in my Volkswagen van at a red light, and literally 3 on each side of the car come up and just like Our windows are down. They're like, "Hey, what's going on?" They reach into the car. First thing they do is they take my one hand off the steering wheel at a red light and put it down to her top. So I'm just grabbing boob now, and I'm like, "Oh!" And there's like 3 of them, and they're on my buddy's side and the other side too. And then the light turns green, and I'm like, "Okay, gotta go." So I step on the gas. I end up dragging like one because they're like inside of our car with their hands. Yeah, and like one of them, I could look in the rearview mirror, and like they fell off, and like we're rolling in the street, and then we're laughing, and we high fived each other, and then like a couple miles later, we're about hitting the Lincoln Tunnel, heading back to Jersey, and my buddy's like, "Where's my wallet?" They got into his pants and got his wallet out of him. They robbed him. They were trying to rob us with their hands. Take one hand, put it on my boob while my other girlfriend's grabbing your butt. So that's kind of fun fact. I didn't get robbed.
All I keep taking from your stories is one, like you didn't know you were robbing somebody. 2, the other one, you didn't know you killed a stripper or a hooker on the street. You ran her over.
They tucked and rolled.
We were high fiving and shit. Like I ran her over. I saw her in the bag.
And my buddy got his wallet stolen. It's awesome.
Yeah, that happens. You got to watch out in Vegas too. I had to explain that to some kids. Like,
haven't been to Vegas forever. I go to Laughlin
buddy,
now.
after 6 o'clock at night, when it starts to get dark, if she's any girls that are looking at you aren't checking you out, they're working. And I had to explain that to some of the young guys the last bachelor party. Hey, these girls are checking us out. I said, oh yeah, they're checking you out. All right. We'll see you in about an hour and a half when they rob your ass. Good luck.
I think the dogs have signified the end of this broadcast.
All right, I'm done with you.
You done with me?
Yeah, I got 4 more guests coming in right now.
Who's coming in though? The yard workers from down the street?
Yeah, yeah.
I
went to get a coffee the other day, and there was a guy like rambling on about like, it sounded like he was like, and the Russians, and he was like saying some weird shit. And I was like standing in line, and this other dude came up, and we both kind of looked at each other like, just be blessed. Kind of just looked at each other, and we said it to each other, just be thankful, that you're not fucking all freaking out like that guy. So all this goes on. I get my coffee, and the guy comes up and gets his drink, the weird guy. And I'm like, hey man, have a good day or something. He's like, hey, thank you very much. And then like he starts talking kind of normal to me, and I'm like, hey, all right, cool. And he like walks off, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Maybe he just had a
I
Bluetooth
thought I
in.
looked. He didn't have an earpiece in, because I checked it, because I was like, but he was doing like some weird shit too, like, but he wasn't on drugs. He looked like just kind of like he maybe was
Maybe
a
it
fucked
made
up,
him calm.
maybe a botched government experiment or something.
Oh,
He was
there
just
we
walking
go
around.
again. Conspiracy. That went over well. I'm hoping for another conspiracy theory.
No, you got to come up with something like
I
maybe.
can't conspiracy
Well,
theories.
you
I
could
don't believe
dig
in
into
them.
the Patriots a little bit.
I don't believe in them.
So you believe that the Patriots never cheated?
I know that Robert
conspiracy.
Kraft's balls were not deflated.
Oh, we're still talking about Kraft.
You're talking about the Patriots.
It's
He's
true.
the owner.
So what are you guys gonna do now that you got rid of all your talent? You have like no.
Win championships. What do you
You're
mean got
not-
rid of our
you're
talent?
not New England. You can't just get rid of.
O.D. Beckham is a cancer bub. He is a piece of crap that walks around looking himself in the mirror more
Okay.
than I do, and I do that a lot.
How much do you want to bet that the Browns have a better record than the Giants next year?
$100.
Is this on top of our typical bet?
Well, we haven't done the typical bet yet because you're probably going to bow out of that since your team is flamed. They're done.
You mean the 2018
How much do you need?
Super Bowl
Another 100 on
champions?
that. Giants, Patriots, bring it in. There's $200 worth of action. Yeah, all right, Eli.
So this is why Bob still lives at Felony Palms.
Well, I
Everybody.
have to. I can't move out.
How much do you owe me now? You
Right
still at
now,
150?
Yeah, but by the way, that's fine.
Thank
Because
you.
had the
Thank
New
you,
Orleans,
Tommy.
the entire nation saw the New Orleans Saints get ripped off in that game against the Rams, so I wouldn't owe you jack squat. Because that was a big bet. You don't bet on the Patriots. I got that. So with that Rams Saints game going to the Super Bowl, everybody in the world saw that play.
Oh.
And had that not happened, I would not owe you anything.
Yeah, because I made the bet after the play.
I was already in a bad place in Kentucky.
What do you
at that
want me to
point.
say, man? I can't help the fact
can't
that I
say
choose
anything.
winners.
I will bow down to the altar of Tommy and the Patriots. Obviously, the best team ever.
You're just lucky I didn't bet on my team, because think how much you'd be in the hole right now if you would have bet me all those games in the
Just
playoff.
scared.
No, I saved you some money.
You're scared.
I wanted you to be able to go on that trip to see that girl. How'd that
I think
go?
this thing's over.
How'd
right?
that work out for
What?
you?
I don't know what you're talking about. Let's move along. Hey, great podcast today, huh?
Yeah, it was a
Bring
good
it in,
podcast.
man. I just don't want to talk about that without my lawyer. There's still some pending litigation. I'm looking to get my hotel fees and my flight fees back.
You can't write
And pain
those
and
off on your
suffering.
taxes.
Pain and suffering. I went
Pain
the wrong
and
way.
suffering.
A lot of
She
promises.
did that to you because you were mean to her back in the day.
I was never mean to her. Oh.
You weren't nice. You're not as nice as everybody thinks you are sometimes to these ladies. You trick them into thinking you're just like a crazy homeless
Oh,
guy,
man.
and then you
What is
pull the
it?
little chain out on him and
Oh. Who is this?
throw an ace bandage over his shoulders.
What
and
happened?
Blessed him.
Good Lord. All right. I'm just going to get out of here right now.
Actually, you don't have Netflix, do you?
What's that?
You don't have it?
What is that?
The streaming service? TV?
I don't have a stream. I live at Felony Palms. There's no rivers.
All right. Closing out. Bernie Dyke Podcast. Boback Bang Biscuits. See you later.
Later.